Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, everyone. I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is our astrology, your cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, August 6th through Saturday, August 12th, 2023. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Sunday, August 6th, we've got the Sun in Leo making a square to Jupiter in Taurus ruled by Venus. Now, this is a huge Jupiterian aspect. The Sun at home in Leo is at home. It's in its castle. It's strong. The sense of I'm right, having a strong will, a strong sense of this is where my heart is and this is what I want. Leo, the Sun in Leo rules over the spine, the backbone. Now, the Sun in its castle in Leo is making this applying square all day to Jupiter in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Venus is retrograde right now. Jupiter doesn't know when to quit. Jupiter, the job of Jupiter is to just keep increasing and going and going. Jupiter doesn't recognize boundaries. The job of Jupiter, unlike Saturn, is to not restrict, to not know when, okay, enough is enough. This is Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, and the job of Jupiter. Today it's in Taurus, which says, this is mine, I have. Taurus is, these are my possessions. Ruled by Venus, and we all know by now that Venus is retrograde in the sign of Leo, which is, it's too hot, it's too close to the sun. We're seeing this also play out in this massive heat wave that mostly all of us have been experiencing. Venus close to the sun, retrograde. So as we start off the week, it's Sunday, the sun's day. This very powerful aspect is building. It's increasing, Sun squared Jupiter. And we're dealing with two fixed, feral, wild animal signs of the zodiac. This is why we want to know the cosmic messages and energies and try to connect the best we can with love and guidance, because the Sun squared Jupiter is letting the ego, the I'm right, I'm fixed, I'm not gonna budge component make a small thing, or even if it's an important thing, to not let it get out of hand because of the egos clashing and getting in the way. This is actually how we're starting off the week. I always talk about a theme for the week, even though there's lots of different things going on, but love is definitely the theme for this week. So with this aspect, Sun squared Jupiter, in love, who's right, who's wrong, this kind of thing, what is mine, what is yours, try to keep this tempered, even keel, the best that you can. Later on in the evening, the moon changes signs and goes exalted in the sign of Taurus, ruled by Venus. So this, I want what I want, and I better have it now, and I want it all. A small discussion, let's say, about money, Taurus being one of the money signs, that can get way blown out of proportion with the aspects today, and the moon going into her exaltation in Taurus, which says, again, this is mine. Also, because we're looking at possessive. This is mine, meaning you're mine. If you start getting into these disagreements, let's say, about jealousy, possessiveness, and the Leo component is always the component of the sun is a light that is meant to shine on everyone. The sun is a star. And the function of Leo and the sun is to express and show love to everybody. That's what Leo is. It's the heart. It loves to give love, receive love for everyone. So if these jealous, possessive tantrums start to play out, it can go way overboard in a direction that, of course, you wouldn't want it to go in a really negative direction towards a breakup, because one person in the relationship may be a quieter kind of an energy. The Leo kind of an energy is, I give my love and shine my light, my starlight to everyone. So take a look at this as we start off the week. It is a biggie. Whenever we're talking about the Sun and Jupiter, it is a big aspect as we set the tone, the theme for the week. Monday, August 7th, some really nice aspects here with the moon exalted in Taurus making a sextile aspect to Saturn in Pisces, which I've mentioned so many times that the Saturn in Pisces is a time frame where the addictions, whatever the addictions may be, it's not always drugs and alcohol. With Saturn in Pisces, it can be an addiction to suffering, the addiction to playing the victim. But whatever the addictions are, the moon making a nice supportive aspect to Saturn in Pisces is saying, let's work this out. Let's get what we truly want. But it doesn't have to be in a negative, addictive way. Saturn in Pisces is showing us, make your dreams come true. Have the structure and build the long-lasting dream. This is Saturn. Make your dreams come true. Dream that dream. But certain addictive behaviors have to go. Saturn, unlike Jupiter, it pulls it together. It restricts. It says, do the work and you will reap the reward. Also on Monday, August 7th, we have the moon exalted in Taurus, making a very supportive Earth trine flow to Mercury in Virgo. Mercury in Virgo functions so superbly. Mercury in Virgo is its domicile and exaltation. So the willingness to do the work, to get your needs met. This is the moon exalted in Taurus, which is all about the love, ruled by Venus, and how to go about in a very supportive and loving way, meaning the moon in Taurus making that trine to Mercury in Virgo. This is a wonderful earth, down-to-earth, common sense aspect that connects to what we say and how we say it. Now, Virgo, I love Virgo. They're perfectionists. They don't miss the smallest detail. But Virgo can also be critical in the way that they point out flaws. So perfecting and being devoted to what you do and your work and who you love is wonderful. But the criticism that all of the signs, but especially Virgo, can communicate, this moon trine Mercury is saying, look at how this moon trine Mercury is basically about how hurt and shamed you can feel when someone criticizes, points out what they see as different flaws. Now, this works both ways. It's not about how just your feelings are hurt when you criticize, or if you criticize or point out flaws. It's also about your cosmic superpower, meaning knowing your power, the power that you have, which is, what about what I say and how I point out flaws and little nitpicky criticisms, whether they're big criticisms or small ones. The point of knowing your astrology cosmic superpower is that so that you know the power that you have. It works both ways, especially in relationship and all kinds of relationships, not just the romantic one, but this is the romantic lover relationship is the thread running through the week. Tuesday, August 8th, we have Venus retrograde in Leo, changing from an evening star to a morning star. From August 8th until August 18th, Venus will be too close to the sun for visibility, meaning we will not see the Queen of Heaven, the brightest in the night sky besides the sun and the moon, the two luminaries, Venus will, from our perspective, disappear. Now, for this 10 days-ish, August 8th until the 18th, when we do not see Venus, but she's still in the sign of Leo, she's still retrograde, she's close to the sun. This is one of the most important times during this Venus retrograde cycle in Leo that we've all been chatting about. This is one of the most important times, even though it's the hottest time, meaning emotional heat, fire, passion that can burn out of control. This is the most important time out of this whole Venus retrograde, Venus in Leo cycle, to not say, honey, let's break up, let's get a divorce, let's get married. We can't work this out. This is, as far as egos go in love and possessiveness, this is the clash of the titans. Talk about cosmic superpower. Just wait. Then on, meaning just wait, don't make a final decision. Don't get into it. It's perfectly appropriate to say, you know what? I should get to a place where I'm more centered and level-headed and even keel before we have any kind of major discussion about the relationship that will burn out of control when Venus is not visible and while she's changing too close to the sun to a morning star. The other thing about Venus being just too close to the sun, too hot in this Venus Leo, several years back we had Mars in Aries, and Mars went retrograde in a fire sign, Aries, and that was the summer of these hellacious fires, especially out here in Malibu and Southern California. Now, as you're seeing with this heat wave across the globe, Venus and Leo, some practical things you can do, obviously, is have your water, have battery-powered fans if you can find them. Stay cool, the way we take care of our pets when we take them outside and the pavement is too hot. Any kind of, brush, things that one little ember can spark something. Do this for yourself with the Venus in Leo, of course, but this time frame where we don't see her in the sky. She's disappeared from our perspective. August 8th is also the fourth quarter moon at 15 degrees Taurus. So the fourth quarter to new moon, when the power and light of the full moon starts to decrease, and it's in Taurus, fixed right at the center point of the sign of Taurus. Now, the moon in Taurus exalted. I want everything. I want it now. This moon in Taurus is adding to the heat of the day in the sense of the moon in Taurus making a conjunction to Jupiter in Taurus, squaring the sun, moon in Taurus squaring the sun, another clash of the titans of the egos, the moon in Taurus making an earth trine flow to Mars in its joy in Virgo. We love that one, because to take all of this energy and too hot to handle passion, channel it into work, which is what Mars in its joy in Virgo loves to do. It can't get enough of working something to perfection. Then the moon in Taurus makes a conjunction to Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is a separation, divorce, sudden abrupt divorce. And then the moon in Taurus makes a square to its ruler, Venus in Leo. Do the best you can. Always just do the best you can, but knowing the forces, the cosmic superpower, and how to direct it to the best of your ability is this way. Whatever is going on up in your head, do not, or do the best you can, do not project it onto the other person or people or relationships. This theme of Venus, relationships, love, when we start pointing the finger and saying, it's you, it's because of you, it's because of the relationships, that's what you really want to try not to do on Tuesday, August 8th, and always forever, but it's hot on Tuesday. Wednesday, August 9th, these aspects continue on into the early evening of Wednesday, August 9th, with Venus making a square to Uranus in Taurus. Just hold on to the love. On August 9th, the moon lightens up a bit, enters the sign of Gemini, cool, air, intellectual. Let's think about this in a non-emotional way. Moon enters Gemini. The moon in Gemini makes a square aspect to Saturn in Pisces. Let's talk about this later on and just plan different things if and when we can. And then Mercury in Virgo makes an Earth trine flow to Jupiter in Taurus. So the way of staying level-headed is take your attention off the relationships, put your attention, your focus into the work that you love. These are the supportive Earth aspects with lovely trines that we're having. Just take that energy, work it out physically, and just channel it into your work. Thursday, August 10th, the moon in Gemini makes a sextile aspect to the sun in Leo. This is a very positive aspect. This is the excitement and happiness of the blending of air and fire, and the moon and the sun, the inner and the outer, what we want, the moon, what we need, and what we want to express or need to express outwardly, sun in Leo. So this is the excitement of future plans and being very happy about it. This is a very playful aspect. So even if you're not making future plans, do something playful. Have that attitude, that innocence attitude that Gemini and Leo have. Lighten up. Doesn't have to be this big. It's not that big of a deal. Take it easy. Then the moon in Gemini makes a sextile to Venus in Leo. So bringing back the playfulness and the laughter in relationships always. Doesn't matter how long you've been together, how long you've been married. The families that play together stay together. Have some fun. It's not so serious. It doesn't have to be this dire, heavy thing going on. Remember, just go watch children, how they can take anything and just turn it into a playful thing. If nothing else, watch comedies and remember to laugh. Laugh at something. Enjoy something. Friday, Venus's day, the moon goes home to her castle in the sign of Cancer. So the moon at home in Cancer, as we start to wind down the week, the moon in Cancer is getting in touch with your emotional body and what the needs are. And what the needs are as we close out the week, moon in Cancer, is the need for comfort, the familiar, home, family, the things that make you feel safe and reassured. So many clients that I work with in astrology, they need reassurance. They have a vulnerability about them, but can be too shy or too afraid to express that vulnerability. To just say, you know what, right now I need a hug. I'm having a bad day. There's nothing to be ashamed about. If you just need a little bit of comfort from someone that you love, do that for yourself. It has been an intense week. The moon at home in Cancer, foods that you love, things, toys, stuffed animals, whatever it may be, that just brings you comfort. Do that for yourself on Venus's day, and as we start to go into Saturday, closing out the week on August 12th, we still have the moon at home in Cancer, with the moon in Cancer making a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces, which is dream as much as you want. This is also a very fertile aspect, this flow of water. The moon in Cancer making a sextile aspect to Jupiter in Taurus. So the increase in what the moon wants to acquire, making the aspect to Jupiter in Taurus, The moon Jupiter is, let's create something beautiful. And Taurus loves peace. The moon in Cancer needs comfort and the familiar to feel safe. So the last aspect before we start off the new week is this very enchanting moon at home in Cancer, making a sextile to Jupiter in Taurus. Create beauty, create comfort. Surround yourself with the things that you love, the people you love, and the things and people that please you, that make you feel good. Venus is always about pleasing, and again, the cosmic superpower is it works both ways, meaning know your power. We all like to be pleased and get pleasure, but know your power as far as you wanting to do something that is pleasing to another person. Give that pleasure as well as take the pleasure. Think about in your life, if you've ever had someone in your life that cared enough to say what pleases you, and then they go and do it. What a blessing, what a gift to have at least one person that makes it a point. This is your power. You have this power to do this for someone else, which is to be attentive enough to pay attention to. It could be one small, tiny thing that you have the power to say, you know what? I think I want to do something that's going to really please that other person. And let me just tell you a short story because I've got a gazillion of them. But here's a short story. One of my clients one time, gorgeous, drop dead, beyond belief young lady. So a gentleman asks her out on a date, and he says to her, where would you like to go? My client says instantly, I love sushi. The gentleman says, nope, I don't like sushi. We're going to a steakhouse. Now, this is all about the power to please or not please. He asks her, what pleases you? She tells him. And he says, no, that doesn't please me. We're going where I want to go. That is a perfect example of the power we have to choose to try to please someone. And by the way, she never went out on that date. I told you, you're not going. That's the end of that right there. Anyway, the point is that with Venus and our power to give pleasure as well as the love of getting pleasure, think about it this week and do something where you might make it a point for someone in your life to specifically ask, what do you like? Maybe they like the color yellow. Who knows? It could be it's always some small, what seems to be some tiny, insignificant thing that just makes us so happy. It gives us pleasure. With this Venus week and Venus disappearing from view, do this for someone. See how it feels. And of course, if and when it's offered to you, just take in the experience and enjoy that pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Do the best you can. It is hot. And I will see you all in the stars. Thank you.